Welcome everybody to the National Volleyball Centre here in Kettering for Cup Finals 2025. It is time for the National Shield Final. In blue and white you have Wessex, and in red and black you have Coventry and Warwick Riga. For Riga it's been 24 years since they last triumphed in this competition, but they're coming into this game with a record of 15-4 on the season across the NVL Division 2 and the National Shield that has already seen them secure promotion to Division 1 for next season. Their opponents, Wessex, have never won the National Shield, but they were triumphant here on the Taraflex in Kettering before in 2013, winning the National Cup. Their 15-2 record across all competitions this season has also seen them promoted into Division 1 for next season. However, Wessex will be looking to add to their trophy haul that already includes a Division 2 South League title. With neither team eligible to enter this competition next year due to being promoted to Division 1, there is a unique pressure to playing in this game. Joining me today is Luke Wiltshire, head coach at Southampton VC and host of That Volleyball Guy podcast. Luke, you coached against Wessex this season. How excited are you for this matchup?
Cheers, Alex. Yeah, it's good to be here, and yeah, like you say, welcome to National Volleyball Centre for this game. Going to be a great game. I'm excited to see this. Obviously, know the Wessex team extremely well. We've played and faced them twice this season, losing 3-2 and 3-0. They're a very, very good side, well drilled. Some really experienced players, likes of Matt Hunter, Sam Reed, who've been around for a while, know what to do and when to do it. So yeah, excited. Don't know too much about the Coventry team, but obviously they runners up in their division as well, so this is going to be a really close game.
Yeah, so let's talk about Wessex to get started. Division 2 South winners, led by player coach Matt Hunter. He and brother Dan also in action today in a final, in the men's final later on. Be hoping for a golden day for the Hunter family. Incredibly historic club down there in the southwest. They've had a relatively tough run to the final. They won 3-0 in round one against Oxford Bulls, who won Division 3, undefeated on the course of the year. So that's Oxford's only loss on the year, came against this Wessex team. And then they had 4 straight games against fellow Division 2 teams, including away wins against Manchester in the quarterfinal, and then a 5-set thriller, a reverse sweep of Sheffield in the semi-final. You coached against them this season. Talk to us about their strengths and their weaknesses, and just how much that reverse sweep win against Sheffield in the semi-final is going to help them coming into today.
Yeah, good point. They're a very, very confident team. Even when they go down, they can build themselves back up. They're mentally strong because, like I said earlier, a lot of them have been there, done that, and played at this level before. For me, their strengths lie in a couple of players. Interesting to see who will be setting today. In the warm-up, we can see Jamie Keats setting, but one to note is Michael Wall, number 3, also sets as well. So when we played them, they were struggle. We were winning, and they swapped the set around and changed something up, which changes the dynamic of the match. So weaknesses for me, interesting to see if they get the middle running. Like, they struggled to get the middle running when we played them. But again, like you said, Matt Hunter, very, very experienced player coach, been around, knows his stuff, and just a genuine nice guy as well. And just, they'll be calm and collected throughout the match. Even if they drop and they start or they lose a set, you won't see this team phase. They've got a good mindset.
Certainly going to be an interesting one. Their opponents, Coventry and Warwick Riga, started their Shield run with 3 perfect away wins against Southampton, Portsmouth Phoenix, and then fellow Division 2 side Spelthorne Lions. A quarter-final scare in 5 against the Army in what was a really, really competitive game, then led to a great performance going to Loughborough, winning 3-1 in the semi-final. We know our colleague Dennis, who's not here this weekend, plays on that Loughborough team. That Loughborough team were really working towards trying to be in this game, and Coventry came in and stunned them a little bit with how well they played in that game. We know their main offense will come from outside Ali Yagana and opposite Solomon Victor. How can they maximise those 2 pin attackers, and how can Wessex slow them down?
Yeah, Wessex will need to be clever with their serving from my perspective. I don't believe it's their normal setter setting today. So it'll be interesting to see if that setter can find their wide attackers, and what he's like if the ball gets served to 1. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Wessex serve a lot to 1 to try and sort of close down the opposite player. I would say on paper that Coventry have probably had the easier run to this match. Portsmouth Phoenix, non-National League team, Southampton, non-National League team, whereas Wessex have played an Oxford Bulls side, like you said, who are very, very strong. I think if they played them later on the season, I've actually watched that Oxford side play a few times this year, and they're a force. They've got some really good players. So maybe they just played them at the start of the season when they were just gelling. But I think Coventry are up for this. I spoke to their coach earlier on, and I spoke to their social media manager, who was telling me that they bought a crowd that we can see behind us. They said that they bought 50 people on a bus or something to this match. So they're definitely up for it, and I think we're in for a really, really good game.
Now that can be a massive help, right? Having your friends and your family here, people from your club in the audience. But it can also create quite a lot of pressure on this match for Coventry and Warwick Riga. Now, there's always pressure in these environments, right? You maybe get to play on the Taraflex here at Cup Finals once. If you're a player at this kind of standard, you're playing in Division 2, you have this run to the Shield final, you get here, this is your opportunity to play on the Taraflex. So there's always going to be some pressure. But it can create that extra weight of expectation when you've got so many people here that that are on and trying to cheer you on.
Yeah.
How important is it going to be for these 2 teams to just keep their calm and treat it like another volleyball game?
Well, Alex, I know we've spoke before on the podcast. I'm a huge mindset man, do a lot of stuff in my professional work and outside of work as well, around mindset and sport mindset as well. Like I say, some of these Wessex boys have been there, but there are some very, very experienced volleyball players on the Coventry Riga side too. It'll just be the occasion, right? Play the occasion. And sometimes in these matches, and you'll know from your coaching experience, they're not always the best matches because of the pressure. But I'm just looking forward to a good game of volleyball, and hopefully we give the crowd a love of 5-setter. So hopefully we get to see a really close match on this court.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, lucky enough to coach in 2 finals this year, and in both games, the team that won 3-0, and they both handled the expectation of being the favourite really, really well. When we played in the Bucks final against Durham, we knew we were clear favourites. We had the best team in Bucks this year, and the girls handled it really, really well. They came in, they just treated it like any other game. Didn't put too much pressure on themselves and just went out and played their natural game. When we played against Mallory in the Super League Final 4 final, I was really, really impressed with how the Mallory women, who we're going to see tomorrow, just played their natural game, almost went up a level in that final. They responded to the challenge, to use a coaching term, they responded to the arousal of the moment to come out and play really, really well, had great control, but also stepped their game up a level than we've seen in games this season. And I think it's really interesting at this level. That could be the key to this game. Right, we know these two teams both perform well in similar divisions of similar standards, and it's just how can you control the moment and how you can control that. And I think we're going to go on to talk about some of the players in a minute. When we talk about Michael Wall for Wessex, he's wearing number 3. He's really, really easy to pick out because of the hairstyle. Right, you'll see it when he steps onto court, the blonde shaved head with looks like flowers printed in his hairs, which is amazing for the occasion. But he's also a really well-rounded volleyball athlete. Coached against him in Bucks this year, plays at Bournemouth University, played out in the US, is from the US, can set, can swing, really kind of a do-it-all player for Wessex. You said when he played against you, they used him as an outside, they used him as a setter. He's warming up as an attacker today, but how important is that flexibility going to be for Wessex moving forward?
Yeah, I think it will be the key will be Coventry and Riga's service pressure, because Jamie Keats, the setter that you can see setting at the moment, is a good setter, got lovely hands, but when they're out of system, I think Michael's a better setter, and he can do more with the ball. So it'll be interesting to see what service pressure Coventry put the Wessex team under. It's also worth noting, Alex, that if you look around the Wessex team, there's a lot of young players in this squad. The Coventry team, there's a few more experienced players on the team, so it'll just be like you said, like we've talked about. Will they use this pressure in a positive, or do they use it and look a bit nervous? And I'm sure we'll see a bit of a slow start to this game. They always are. And it'll just take 1 point where it's a good rally or a big block, and then the game will start going. But as we see the servers go back to the service line, that'll be interesting to see the sort of different servers we've got. I know Matt Hunter's got a good jump serve in his locker. And Sam Reed is a very, very good server as well for Wessex.
Okay, now moving on to the Coventry side of things. We're going to speak a little bit about their opposite, Solomon Victor. Left-hander, we see him now just trying to uncork a big jump topspin serve there in the warm-up. Super athletic, able to hit high above blocks, able to make a difference offensively. How important is it going to be that the setter, Kim McDellis, who is the backup setter usually for Coventry, comes into this game and is able to form a connection with him early on?
Yeah, I, as a coach, and I'm sure you'll agree with me on this one, Alex, you want to just see him get the ball early on in the game, get him established early on, and then you can almost turn him off a little bit and go and use your other offense players once he's in the game. But like we say, I really do think, and one of my ethos as a coach is like it's going to come down to a lot of serve and pass. So if they can get their passing unit going, they've got 2 Libros, Coventry and Riga, so it'd be interesting to see if they play one as a defense Libro and one as a passing Libro. If they can get their passing unit working for them, I'd like to think we'd see a lot of balls go out to those wide players early on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's 100% key. If they can, whoever has the most balanced, the best, most stable platform is going to absolutely be in a really good position in this one. We will be back shortly when they start announcing the starting lineups. See you soon. Hey, almost time ready for first serve. The team's just about to return to the benches before they are announced to the floor. But first off, the referees today. First referee, the experienced Nacho Diaz, and second referee, talented young referee Claudia French, coming into this game. Some experience. Both of these two have refereed at a high level. I've come across both of them coaching in the Super League and in the National Cup this year. We've also got experience on the lines, Dan Harrison and Herman Prada. Just the type of refereeing group that you'd want for this kind of game.
Yeah, Nacho's a very, very good referee. Very calm on the stand. Doesn't let much faze him. Probably shouldn't confess that I've been on the end of a red card from him as a coach. So he doesn't tolerate much. But he's a very, 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 very good referee.
Hey, Wessex's starting team. Number 1, Matt Hunter. Number 3, Michael Wall. Number 5, Seb Smith. Number 6, Marcos Perez Martin. Number 7, Luke Smith. Number 12, Jamie Keats. And the libero, number 15, Harry Alpin. Captain Sam Reed not starting for Wessex.
Sam Reed can play middle and outside, so watch out for that. He also played opposite as well, so he's a bit of a universal player. He told me earlier that he's only got back from Portugal. He's been out in Portugal for 5 weeks on the beach. He got back last night.
And now for Riga in the red and black, Tom Young, captain, long-time player for Riga. Ali Igana on the outside. Number 8, Solomon Victor, the opposite, our one to watch early on. Number 9, setter, Kim Magdalez. Number 13, Andreas Manthopoulos. Number 15, Sophia Savani. And number 5, Jacob Lingwood, the libero. Here we go. Wessex will be the team to serve first. The referees are ready. The players are ready. For both teams, memories of today will last a lifetime, but only one team will be able to celebrate at the end of this one. We're incredibly pleased to have you with us today, whether you're on the stream or here in person. Let's play some volleyball.
And let us know in the comments your thoughts and opinions on the game, who's going to take this game. Good to see so many of you tuning in.
The live stream poll currently has Wessex with 69% of the vote as the team you think will be victorious today. Wessex setter number 12, Jamie Keats, ready to serve. Keats float serves over, pass by Yagana. It's tight on the net, set into the middle, tipped over into the middle of the court, and that is not the way that Wessex would have wanted to start that game. A campfire tip that wins a point.
Interesting, I said that. I'd like to think that Wessex will serve to 1. First point, serve to 1. So I'm sure Matt Hunter will be a bit of a game plan there to try and serve down there.
A little bit messy early on, but they're able to win and score the point. Yagana float serves down the line. Hunter sets it up out of system to Wall. His swing well defended, goes over to Victor. Swing deep to 6, out of system again for Wessex. Wall again, tips deep into the corner. Riga with a chance to play in system. Good swing, well defended by Perez Martin. Ball goes out to Hunter, he's blocked. A great block by Solomon Victor.
Yeah, gave the blockers nice time to get out there. Sealed the block nicely, Alex. Just what you want to see as a coach. Good blocking line.
Yagana serves again, float down the line. Keats keeps it alive. Free ball goes over into the corner. Magdalez in system, goes to Victor, one-on-one. Swings deep into the corner to score.
Good early lead for the Coventry Warwick Riga team. Again, we said at the start of the game that we'd like to see the opposite get the ball quite early on. There we go, first attack for him.
Yeah, Wessex have hardly been in system so far in the first 3 points of this one. Float serve again, this time onto Alpin the libero. Keats a little bit more in system, finds Wall, and he scores off the hands. Quick point, quick side out. Wessex needed that.
Yeah, like we said, he's a really solid volleyball player. It's a nice high swing there, taking on the hands, the late block of Young.
Hey, Michael Wall from Bournemouth University, float serves over. Passed well by Young. Set out to Victor again. He goes high off hands. Wessex keep it alive. Keats puts it high up to Perez Martin, who goes off hands to score. Really, really smart swing for Wessex there.
Yeah, Perez Martin is a good, intelligent volleyball player. He's better, I think he's actually better when he's up against the block. He knows how to use work the block from the offense, but yeah, good swing from him.
Wall float serve down the line. Young passes again. Set slightly inside, rolled over the top of the block. Wall steps into set. Slightly inside. Hunter high off hands. Riga have the chance to play. Shoot set to the middle. Wessex keep it alive. Easy swing. Push deep into the corner. Wall plays defense. Hunter with the swing, high off hands. Neither team able to quite get into their rhythm yet in this point. Free ball. Can Wessex do it now? Set to the middle, tipped over. Coventry keep it alive. Goes out to Victor. And the defensive ball goes over, and a mix-up in the Riga ranks.
Big point.
Unable to keep it going. Just a heartbreaking way to end a long rally.
Yeah, some good defense there from Keats for the Wessex.
Wall float serves down the line again. Young passes, gets it back, and swings wide.
Yeah, looking for the hands, but they just weren't there. Interesting that they're serving on Young. I think they're trying to put him under a bit of passing pressure.
Wall, same serve again. Go to Yagana out the back row. Wessex playing good defense so far. Perez Martin tips over the top. Riga can play, set to the middle, but he is shut down. There, number 7, Luke Smith, able to get up and make the block.
Luke Smith, new to Wessex this year. He's a young lad from the Worthing Volleyball Club, went to Bournemouth University this year, first time with them, and he's in the game. He's had one set.
Wall, incredibly consistent from the service line. But in system, Riga are able to play. They set Solomon Victor, and he swings hard. Michael Wall unable to defend it and keep it up.
So, as a coach, Alex, it's so nice to have a lefty opposite, isn't it? It's just a dream.
I mean, an opposite that gets as high as Solomon Victor does there is always appreciated. Great swing. Riga serve over the top, onto Perez Martin. Set to the middle, there's just no connection there right now. Riga able to set their middle and able to put the point away. Sefir Slani able to score, make an impact on this game. Mastopoulos back to serve again.
So no Libra on court, Alex. So Wessex, interested to see if they just put some pressure deep at 5 or just hit cross court if the ball gets out to 4. Can they identify there's no Libra on?
Standing float serve, low pass in, goes out to Hunter quickly. Good swing, but Riga keep it alive. Yagana out the back row, finds the blocking hands of Hunter, and Riga are back in a 1-point lead here.
Yeah, really good start to this game. Nice to see Riga establishing middle pipe. We've used the pipe a few times.
Manthopoulos, the middle, serves again. Alpin, the libero, passes. Sets inside, but well dealt with by Perez Martin. Goes back to Victor. Tries to go high hands. Wessex keep it alive. Perez Martin again through the middle of the block. Great smart swing, like you say, really good against the block, especially those high hands. Able to find the space really, really well.
It's intelligent volleyball, isn't it? So many youngsters or inexperienced volleyball players just want to go out there and hit the ball as hard as they can. And that's not how you win volleyball. It's about taking on the hands. It's about tipping. It's about having a bit of, yeah, it's great to see a ball get hammered into the 3-metre line when you can, but a point's a point.
in system for Riga. They go out to Victor again, and he goes high off the hands. He's been a scoring machine so far for Riga, has Solomon Victor.
He's in the back row now, though, so see what happens for Coventry's offense here. Missed his jump serve. Didn't commit to that.
No, he needs to just go for it a little
yeah.
bit more, I think, in that one. Hunter back to serve now for Wessex. Floats the ball over. Thomas Young with the pass. Goes to Victor out the back row, but it's an easy ball. Wessex in system. They run the middle, and it's just wide from Seb Smith. Great intention, though, from Wessex. That free ball came over, a ball they could play in system on in transition, and they try and go the middle, try and get him into the game early.
Yeah. Like I said, I think key to Wessex, they've got to try and run that middle, right? To establish it, keep the blocker true, and then open up the court for their wide players. But
Young back in to serve now. Float serves over onto Alpin. Mid-system ball. Perez Martin looking for the hands. Doesn't get the touch on the block. And Riga now have a 2-point lead and feel like they've got a lot of momentum out here.
speaking to the Riga coach, Alex, before the match, they've been prepping for this. They've been in training still. Speaking to the Wessex guys, I don't think it's been quite the same for Wessex. They've been off on the beach season, so Coventry do look a bit more sort of settled and drilled at the moment.
Out of system pass, goes out to Perez Martin, and he's doing a really good job at just finding the edges of the block, making super smart swings, and he's keeping Wessex in the game really here. The Wessex passing unit against these float serves really struggling with the short float. They're starting very far back, and it's hurting them right now. And Marcos Perez Martin to serve. Floats to the corner. Young passes it tight on the net, tipped over. Wessex in system. Go to Michael Wall. His swing is enough to win the point for Wessex, and they are back on level terms.
Yeah, really good serve, really good float serve. We struggled when we played Wessex to deal with his float serve, and he can spray it around the court a little bit. So see where he serves here. I'm going to predict he's going to go down to 1 again.
On to Rigante, the libero. Set from Magdalena out wide to Yagana, just too quick. Wessex unable to get a fully formed block up, and Ali Yagana scores high off the hands. Smart swing. He hits the ball really hard, and that makes that block out really come into play when you hit it that hard. And the serve long from Riga. Seb Smith now back to serve for Wessex. Quick middle rotation in through. Floats short into the middle of court. Low pass, goes to the middle. Blocked but defended. Wessex can play off the free ball. They go to the middle themselves. Looking for high hands, can't find them.
Good serve from Seb Smith, though. He served short at 5 to take out the 4 player because he's been their biggest threat. So clever. This is what I said. This Wessex team are a clever team.
Both teams trying to establish the middle, and both teams biting on those free ball passes. As an ace serve comes in from Magdalez. Just that horrible dipping float. It just dipped a meter in front of Perez Martin. Took out his platform and unable to make the pass. Magdalez tries to float one into the space down the line, but unable to get it to go. Riga's lead cut to just 1 point.
So Solomon Victor hitting through 4 on this rotation.
Jamie Keats float serves over onto Yagana. Shoot set in the middle is shut down by Luke Smith. He's done a really good job of tracking his opposite middle, Manthropoulos, today when he's been there and on court. Unable to get it quite going offensively yet, but defensively he's having a big game in the middle. Keats again, float serves, this time short, the middle takes it, goes out to Victor, the lefty on the left side.
Oh.
Defended, ball comes back over and not played again. The second time that's happened in this set.
How do you deal with those situations when that happens to you, Alex?
It doesn't happen to us very often because we have a system that says you take it if you're here. The miscommunications are an absolute killer. Wessex leading by 1, now by 2. That float serve high onto the body of Rigante, and he doesn't open up. Timeout coming here from Riga. Just some clarification on the score right now. It is 14-12 to Wessex here as we go into this timeout. Wessex started off a little bit shaky, but have grown into this game an awful lot, grown into this first set. They're just starting to play some of their better volleyball. Riga, on the other hand, started fast. They're just starting to make a few mistakes now as this set goes on. How would you be talking to your team if you were the Riga head coach?
It's interesting because we said at the start I don't think it's their usual setter, and they've tried to run the middle a few times and not getting much joy with that the setter middle connection. So I think if I was the Riga coach, I'd probably be saying keep it simple. We're winning lots of points through 4 and opposite. Maybe don't force the middle. We've got to establish it nice and early, but they've had a few sets. The middle will go with him. I'll probably give the ball to your big hitter in Solomon Victor. That would be my point.
Hey, we're back, ready to go. Jamie Keats now float serves onto Yagana. Pass on the 3-meter line. They go back to him. Defended well by Alpin, the libero. Free ball goes over deep into the corner. Magdalez in system out to Solomon Victor.
Fine.
Sees a gap in the block. He's so high that any kind of gap is just so able to be exploited.
Yeah, good defense then from Harry Alpin, the Wessex libero, but yeah, good put away from the Riga opposite. He's an athlete, isn't he? Look at him. He's up for this as well today. You can see.
Yagana float serves deep, well left by Wessex, and they win the point.
Having a giggle down there because Michael Wall was saying in. It's a different court. It's not their home court, right? So the ball floats differently in these sorts of venues. Big space. It's quite warm in here today.
Wall float serves down onto Rigante, takes it overhand. Ball goes out wide. Young off speed. Keats in system, goes to Hunter. High off the hand, score. Super smart swing. Great technical approach, arm swing there from Hunter, and great way to finish off the point. Serve in from Wall. He's been so consistent today on that serve down the line. Inside set to Victor. He was reaching for that a bit, and it goes long. Wessex open up a 4-point lead.
Yeah, nothing. Like I said, nothing fancy, nothing special at the really. They're just playing solid volleyball, not making many mistakes.
Wall float serves again. That goes out to Young. He goes off the hands. Great smart swing. Able to create just that little bit of movement on the ball to the defenders. Finds some space, finds a way to score.
Yeah, set was quite wide, wasn't it? So he just had the hands to go off of, really. Matt will be disappointed because he's a better blocker than that.
Manthopoulos to serve for Riga. High ball, floats in short. In system, Keats sets the middle, and Wessex put the ball away. Luke Smith, textbook middle attack here.
Yeah, just follows the ball in nicely, good timing. Jumping nice and close to the setter, behind the ball. Everything you want, right?
Really great proactive overhand pass from Alpin as well. Okay, Smith float serves it short, great float serve. Riga out of system, free ball over for Wessex. Keats goes back to the middle. Seb Smith, left with an open lane, is always going to put that one on the floor.
Yeah, two middle attacks in a row for Wessex. And if they can get the pass, they do have the middle attackers. I was always shocked when we played them. They didn't use it as much as I thought they probably could have done. But again, like, clever team, know what to do.
Float serve, high deep to 5. They go to Victor, and he just goes over the top of the block, over the top of the defender to score in the corner.
recognising no Libra on court, I'll just put a ball down the line and test that defence of Luke. So yeah, good job. But again, he's going to go back to the service line now, Alex. I want to see him, as a coach here, I'd want to see him just commit to it. You find you're 15-19 down. Like, I think he's got something in his locker, and like we said at the start, he's nervous or not played this sort of level before, but go for it.
I think the rest of his team serve him really well. They're not making many errors. So you can afford to go for that topspin serve. It could get you back into this game.
He's the only jump server in their team, I think.
Hunter drops it short. That seems to have worked for Wessex. Maybe that was a change that's come out of that timeout, but great off-speed shot from Tom Young. He's seeing the court really, really well today. He's finding space really well and has been able to score because of that.
Yeah, really intelligent volleyball player. You know, he's not going to go up there and necessarily hit at the speed and the power of Solomon Victor, but it just shows you what a bit of experience does, looking at where the gaps are on the court.
Young floats onto Alpin. Out of system play. Wall out the back row. Swings long. Riga suddenly back into this set. The gap is only 3. They need maybe 2 more on this service rotation to really have Wessex sweating. If Wessex can get the side out here, they'll back themselves to go and finish the set. Young floats onto Alpin. Ball in play. Perez Martin gets the swing over. Riga able to play out of system. Yagana swings deep corner but cannot get the ball to go. It goes long. Wessex are up 4. They're on 21.
Yeah, and I said at the start of the game that Wessex won't make many mistakes, and we can see from the stats that Wessex, no service errors so far. Coventry, Riga, 5 service errors.
Perez Martin serves deep to 1. Great serve. Riga able to kill. Wessex keep it in play, sorry. Wall swings deep cross court. Regante cannot keep the ball in the air. Wessex in a commanding position now in this first set.
He liked that one. Yeah, good swing, really good swing. Set wasn't, it's quite inside. He just hit it hard cross court.
Great hybrid serve, high onto the body of Regante. Yagana, big swing, but a huge block.
Love that block, and let's just watch that one back again, because I think Seb Smith just drops his inside hand, takes away a lot of space. Yeah.
Textbook middle blocker finish.
Yeah.
Go up. You can reach, but you've got to press that ball back in towards zone 6 to get that block. Wessex up 6 now. If you're Riga, do you just try and regroup and go again in set 2 at this point?
Yeah, see if he uses his bench here maybe as a coach. Just bring something else on, give the servers of Wessex something different to look at. Get people in the game. Remember, it's best of 5 sets, right? So this is seen it so many times. Go either way, and it's a bit of a battle. Coventry and Riga do have a much bigger squad than Wessex, so something to think about. And we're seeing a sub here.
Yeah, George Maynard coming into the game now for Riga in the middle. Stepping out is Sep Subani. Wessex to serve. Perez Martin, the guy doing it. Float serve again, onto Young again. Passes in system. They go to Maynard. He swings wide. No touches. And Wessex now have set point.
Error count. Interesting to look at the error count. So more errors creeping into the Coventry and Riga game. At this level, it is about errors. Contain the game. Just play clever volleyball. Make the other team play sometimes.
First service error of the set for Wessex comes on set point. But with 6 more in their pocket, they will back themselves to get the side out they need to take the first set of this men's Shield final. Maynard just come off the bench. He's had 1 swing. He's now cold coming into serve. Wall taking a lot of court as the front court passer. Short float serve again. Ball goes out to Wall out of system. He tips and scores on the tip. Wessex take the first set of this Shield final. They need 2 more to take home the gold. 25-18. Like you said, 5 errors for Wessex in that set compared to 11 for Riga. Riga put the ball on the floor more times than Wessex did. In that one, there's some highlights for Riga. They started off the set really, really well, but Wessex just played with a calmness, even when they were down early on in that set. They didn't make many errors, and it's hard to beat a team in these kind of one-off games that doesn't make many errors, especially, as you say, at this level.
Yeah, Perez Martin's had a good game, good first set for me for Wessex. 3 kills for him. And like I said, and Alex, I'm sure you'll agree with this one, it's like knowing what to do and when to do it. So, and again, it's some of the inexperience in volleyball is like people just go up there and swing blind or don't look at what they're up against. I think, like I said at the start of this game, Wessex, there's Coventry have definitely got some good athletes and some good hitters. It'll just be whether or not they make the right decisions at the right time. But I've got a feeling Coventry, Riga are going to come back fighting. I personally would like to see Solomon Victor a bit more involved in the offense. Still think they haven't flung a ball out to him on opposite on backcourt or just used him enough, I don't think. We'll see.
Yeah, I agree. I think they need to get him going a little bit more, getting some rhythm. When he's had the opportunity to swing, he's been pretty dominant in that. But I think Wessex have been so good at neutralising and limiting the options that Riga have to play. Their serve has been incredibly accurate. We talk about them only making one service error, but they've also served to target every single time.
Yep.
And you know that because when they have 2 or 3 serves in a row, they're going to exactly the same spot over and over again. And that can be really, really hard for a passer to have to do, to go back and execute what is the hardest skill in volleyball in service reception over and over and over again just to keep your team in the game.
Yeah, like I said, they are a very, very, very good service team. And we know, right, like a lot of the game is made from the service line. So putting the opposition under some pressure from the service gives you time to set up your block and your defense system. And it doesn't have to be. Like, we haven't seen many huge kills from Wessex. You don't need to.
No, and really, Michael Wall is the guy in this team that can get those big kills, and really the only one. The middles can put the ball on the floor, but Riga's middles have been good at getting in front of them today. And if Wall's not hitting the ball hard and putting it away, you've got to play smart, and you've got to be able to score off hands. And as I say, they've done that very well so far.
Have we got any changes? Not for Wessex. Doesn't look like no changes for Wessex.
None for Riga either. Potentially libero change. Looks like Lingwood's coming back into this set. He started, but Regante came in towards the middle of the set. Lingwood trying to put some energy back into his team. He's fired up to be here on Cup Finals weekend.
So come on then, on the YouTube live stream, tell us your thoughts on the game so far. Lots of support. Comments for Wessex and for Riga. Great to hear your thoughts and opinions on the game. It's nice to see the stands getting filled up as well, Alex. It's good for these athletes. They're used to playing in sports halls up and down the country, not to a crowd like this, so it's a good experience for these athletes.
Magdalez floats over onto Applin. Riga out of system. The ball goes high off the hands. They set Hunter in the back row, and he just goes off the top of the block. Says, thank you very much. We'll take the first point of this set. Really simple early side out for Wessex. Exactly what you want to see. Yagana cannot get up to score. He makes the hitting error. And Wessex have an early 2-point lead in this one.
Yeah, and Yagana, it'll be interesting to see, will he let his head drop a little bit? It's all about body language, Alex, when you're on the court. You've got to finish the point that's just gone is gone. You can't do anything about it. You've got to move forward.
Lingwood, perfect pass. They go out to Solomon Victor. And that is just incredible athleticism.
Just
the
height.
The ball miles past him.
Yeah.
By the time he gets up in the air, he just reaches out his hand, finds the side of the block to score. Wonderful, wonderful side-out offense. Yagana serve, shoot set over, well blocked. by Mantzopoulos. Riga been able to shut that ball down. That shoot set hasn't worked for either team today.
Got to be quicker out the hands to me. Like, it was a bit slow and gave the blocker time to get there.
Yagana short onto Alpin. Great set out to Wall, and Wall brings the boom
Great
to
shot.
put that point away.
I thought he was going to go back to the middle. That's what I'd. My setting days, I'll just go back there again. But yeah, no, good. Michael Wall's a great player, and back to the service line now.
Keats has really impressed me so far today. Serve back down the line onto Young again. They go out to Victor. He goes high into the hands of Perez Martin. Victor again, this time has to free ball over, but Keats has to take it. Wall steps into set. They go out to Perez Martin, high off hands. Riga able to play in transition. Young, roll shot deep into the corner. Keats keeps it going. Hunter, deep swing. Riga, high out of system set, free ball going over. Alpin makes the pass in system, out to Perez Martin. Great defense from Riga. They have to put a free ball back over again. Keats back out to Perez Martin on the outside, and this time set was wide enough to open up space, and Martin puts it away off the hands.
Great rally, really good rally. Rally of the game so far.
Great defense from Riga to keep the point alive, but Wessex just able to hang in there, not make a mistake, and wait for their point to win, wait for the opportunity to win the point, and they do so. Wall float serves onto Lingwood. Magdalez, high set to the outside. Young tips over the top of the block. Wessex keep it alive. Riga playing out of system. Lingwood just stepped under the net as he was making the save. Tough way to lose a point like that. Riga scrambling a little bit here. Wessex in full command of this one right now.
And if you're the Wessex defence team, just read the game a little bit. Tom Young, he's tipped a lot. Step up a little bit, I would.
Young pass slightly off, but Riga able to make a play in the middle. Keats goes to the back row and Wall. Riga stable. Play out to Young. He swings hard into the face of Harry Alpin.
I take back exactly what I've just said. I was like, step up, he's tipped a lot. But young Harry Alpin gets a headshot.
He's able to make the play.
Curse of the commentator, I literally just said he's tipped every ball so far, and then he goes and puts it. Maybe you can hear me down there. Yeah. Good swing.
Mantzopoulos float serves back onto Alpin. Great in-system pass. They go out to Hunter. He's able to use the block to win the point. Riga just not able to quite close. He's almost hitting from underneath the block and down. Smart play from someone with Hunter's experience.
That's his beach experience as well. He's a very good beach volleyball player as well.
Float serve over onto Yagana. Go out wide to Young, and he is shut down by Matt Hunter.
Oh, I love it. Love it. Really good blocking line from Matt Hunter. Not today. Thank you very much.
Textbook finish with the hands to put that ball on the floor. Fantastic work from the Wessex opposite. Smith, the middle, back to serve. Floats over. Yagana steps up well to make the play. Riga set the middle,
nice.
And it is put away by Seb Sabani.
Yeah, nice play from Riga. Really good play. Again, get the ball into them. I think they're decent. They've got a good offense. Just it's their passing's letting them down a little bit.
Victor standing float. Oh, it just doesn't roll over the top of the net band. If I'm Riga, the next time he comes around to serve, you've got to be thinking about serving some, or just let him crank the top spin.
Yeah. Interesting, he's made 3 serves, 3 service errors. He's not had, he's made an error on his first one each time.
Hunter, float serve, over the top, short. Victor comes out the back row. Ball is still in play. Perez Martin, hard swing, high off hands, but Riga can play in system. Young, set inside, tips out. Wessex scrambling, they get the free ball back over. Riga can play again from here. Go to Yagana out the back row. He goes off the hands and is able to score by hitting that ball off hands into space. Neither team are going to bounce the ball out the back row. There's no athlete here on the floor right now who's going to get up and hit the ball hard down. Would you tell your blockers to just step off against these back row attackers?
Yeah, or block a little bit later maybe, no one's going up there, like you say, and hitting the ball at that height. It's Div 2 volleyball. This is what it's like.
Out of system play, Riga get the free ball back, and Yagana swings deep. Alpin plays defense. Free ball coming back again from Wessex. Young, good pass in. Quick ball into the middle. Blockers were up, but Wessex keep the ball. Perez Martin into the block and is able to win the point by mucking up the play, really, with a great swing into the seam of the block.
Yeah. I think everyone was expecting Seb Smith just to volley the ball. You know, as a coach of middle, you just say, volley the way you're facing. Just don't do anything special. And he set it behind him.
We love a back set from a cultured middle. Perez Martin, float serve down. Young sets the ball out to Yagana, swinging from behind him. Wessex able to keep it in play. Free ball comes in, out to Yagana again. High into the block. Wessex able to keep playing, try to set the middle, but it's all a little bit crazy right now. Magdalez, free ball's over. Wessex, can they play now off the free ball? They go out to Wall, his block. Wessex play again, Wall again, this time goes down the line, off the hands. Coventry managed to keep it alive. Lingwood with a fantastic save. Keats shoots set over. Wessex get the ball back again, really messy. Wall tips the ball over the top. Yagana keeps it alive. Free ball over from Riga. Keats shoots the ball out to Wall. Off the hands, can they save it again? Almost from Young. Fantastic effort from Coventry Riga, and they just can't quite keep that point alive.
And that's what the crowd want to see, Alex. Hustle from Riga, putting their bodies on the line to keep themselves in this point.
Classic Division 2 volleyball.
Yeah.
Lots of defense being played, lots of saves, lots of long rallies. We've been waiting for one of these rallies to pop off like that, and a phenomenal save from Lingwood, the libero. Perez Martin, float serves, long. After one of those long rallies, the heart rate's elevated. It can be really, really hard to go back and serve. You just have to take
the ball in, yeah. Use those 8 seconds. Get the ball in, settle. That's where tactics come in sometimes, right? You drop the ball accidentally. Get your breath back.
Float serve deep onto Alpin. Wessex set Hunter out the back row.
Big swing from Hunter.
Swing off the shoulder of Victor and up into the ceiling here for Wessex to win the point. They now have a 5-point lead in this one.
For me, Alex, if you watch for me as a coach watching this, right, you watch the Wessex guys, ball goes over, they're straight back to base positions, they're quicker when they haven't got the ball. Coventry Riga looking a little bit slow around the court. So, you know, ball goes back, as a coach, you want your player to get straight back to their blocking base position, ready to their next job. But you watch Yagana, and he's sort of drifting around the court a little bit. Maybe, you know, fitness not quite at the speed of the game at the moment.
Seb Smith serves into the net for Wessex. Magdalez, float serve deep towards Alpin. Wessex play off the free ball. Riga set out to Yagana. Great swing. What was so great about that swing? Go on, Luke.
The ball was sort of behind him, and he just waited, looked, and then just swung nice and high up into the block. He didn't try and do something spectacular from being off the net. Again, showing his intelligence. I was just saying about, you know, speed around the court, but you can't fault his intelligence and what to do with the ball at the right time.
Alpin, float pass. Wessex set the middle, but it's in play again. Riga able to get the point. Now some smart offensive play from Riga, from Yagana, using his years of experience in this game to just see the block, make a late decision again, and able to win that point down the front of it.
Yeah, I think they were expecting the roll shot, and he sort of just waited, and then just pushed it into it. It's a good, intelligent volleyball again.
Magdalez float serves onto Alpin again. Passes in system. They go out to Michael Wall. Super smart. Just able to wait and see the block and roll it off the side to score. That's something he's definitely got in his game.
Whatever you can do, I can do better sort of thing, right?
Wall now the top scorer in the game with 6 points from 6 kills. Float serve onto Lingwood. Pass goes in. Yagana off the block, but it doesn't go. Great block from Wall. He's having more and more of an impact on this one as it goes along.
Alex, ever thought about doing your hair like that? You've had a haircut, haven't you?
I've had some hairstyles in the past 6 months. I don't think I could pull that one off, though. Lingwood, float serve out of system. Tipped over by Mandropoulos. and Riga are just about staying in touch.
As a coach, Alex, you want to be around, you don't want that lead to go too far ahead, right? 2-3 points is fine. I've always said if you're in it around 20, it's anybody's game, so just try and be close.
Yagana, float serve. Overhand pass from Alpin is out of system, but they go to Wall, and ever reliable Michael Wall able to just swing high off the hands and score quickly. 8 points now on the game. Sorry, 8 kills, 9 points on the game overall for Mike Wall. Float serve in, Young passes out of system. They go to Victor, and he is just mugged by Marcos Perez-Martin. There, that set just floated a little bit too close, and the Argentine just went up, saw Solomon Victor's hand that he was going to swing with, and swiped the ball off it to get the pill. Timeout Riga, 5-point gap. You've lost the first set. You've lost all the momentum you had at the start of this game. What would you be talking about right now?
I'm surprised we haven't seen any subs yet from the Riga team. Just trying to listen into what he's saying at the timeout. I think at the moment, like I said earlier, their passing unit is letting them down. You look at the stats, like they've killed. They've won 8 points on kills in this set, so they've definitely got the offense, there to do it. But you've got to give the setter a chance. So maybe just sort of, I would be saying to my passing unit, sort of, doesn't have to be perfect. Put it up in the middle of the court, zone 1. Let's play, so we can get hands on the ball, use our wide players, and then push the pass in a little bit more.
Wall float serves again, straight down the line onto Young. Passes in system, they go to the middle, and Manthropoulos starting to get a really efficient game going in the middle here. He's making good decisions, seeing the block really well, and able to score off it. Good serve onto Alpin, but he passes it in system. Wessex go to the middle, and a fantastic bit of defense from Magdalez. Wessex get it again. They go middle again, and this time Luke Smith is able to put the ball onto the floor. Phenomenal defense, though, from Magdalez to get under that ball and pop it up in the air.
And credit to Keats, gave a good ball to Luke Smith, who hit a ball, but like you say, Riga played some good defense. Free ball, what does he do? Go back to him and give him another chance.
Serve over, just over the top of the net. Young, they set to the middle again, and Riga win the point again, tipping the ball in to the court.
Right, come on, Victor. Victor is Solomon Victor from the service line. Now, what is it? Float or jump? It looks like he's going to float from where he's still on the court. Or just
And he floats into the top of the net band once again. 4 serves, 4 errors so far for Solomon Victor. He's just let him go for it.
Yeah.
If he's going to make the error anyway.
You've got no jump server in your team, so, and you find yourself 5 points down, then just go for it.
Hunter float serves onto Young, who gets the ball back, goes off speed. Wessex able to play, but they're out of system. Wall off the block and out. It did touch the block and gets the point. Michael Wall doing some fantastic work here for this Wessex team.
They don't believe it came off the block, Coventry and Riga, but referee has the best angle from where he stood. He believed it hit the block and block out. We've got a shout out for the young Weymouth Libro from his nan. That's nice to see. As he plays some defence, good job.
Ball goes over from Keats. Riga able to keep playing. Young swings high up into the block. Perez-Martin into the block again from the swing. Keats tips the ball in and scores from the tip.
Love to see it. Love to see it. I won't mention his name, but I played with a setter once who did that about 5 points a set. First one we've seen, I think, from but either setter today. It'd be interesting if the Riga setter tries and does it in return. It's normally the way.
Yeah, just a really smart tip though. He saw the blocker start to come in a little bit closer to him and just tipped the ball over the back and able to score.
Libero should have had that one in your system, or
probably,
yeah.
But it's just a good spot.
Yeah.
If the blocker's going to go up with the setter, they've got to go up and wrap the ball.
So 19-12, Wessex with a big lead here in the second set at the National Volleyball Centre. Big day of volleyball ahead, Alex, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm looking forward to the men's cup final later on. Obviously, my colleague Alex Porter coaching our guys in that one, and it's going to be a cracker. Great shoot set over, but unable to get the ball to go. Just let that set go over a little bit too long of a distance for me. Wessex +8 here, they get to 21st in this one.
You have like a floating middle offense, and you try, distance between the setter and the middle there, probably just a bit too much. As Matt Hunter makes a
service error.
Yeah, we don't see those very often from him.
No, just Wessex's second of the set and only a third of the game.
See, as a coach now, you really want to be saying to your serving teams, you've got to go for it, because Wessex will have all the momentum if they can take this lead into the, take a big lead into the third set. So go for your serving, put them under a bit of pressure, and finish strong.
Young float serve short. Wessex able to keep the ball playing. That swing just high and wide from Perez Martin.
So again, back to service line. That's a good serve. Big swing from Seb Smith, but he is blocked, but block out. That's Perez Martin.
Martin back to the service line again. Float serves over onto Young. Magdalez sets Victor out the back row. Great defense from Applin. Keats goes to the tip again. This time they get a block touch on it, but it's not enough as Riga can't control the first pass. It goes out, and Wessex have an 8-point lead. Maynard looking like he's about to come back into the game here in the middle.
I'm surprised the officials let that happen. Got to go into the substitution area quickly, and the referee's job is to spot it, and he just sort of walked there. Didn't does he want to come on? I don't know.
Sapsabani makes way for Maynard. Perez Martin, float serve over onto Young. The pass is short, but someone from Riga has to make a move for that ball. Wessex now up by 9. They need 2 points to get this second set in the Shield final. Float serve onto Lingwood, unable to control it. Almost saved is the ball, but they cannot quite get it to go. Magdalez chased it down well, and Victor was awake and alert to it, but it had a huge task.
Serve and pass, Alex. Serve and pass, crucial in any level of volleyball, right? I'm sure you spend hours working on serve and pass with your teams. Just shows you how important it is.
Sabani coming back into the game now.
The set point.
Float serve, it goes short off the net band. Riga able to play. Yagana from inside scores into that gap where the block should have been.
Yeah, blockers knew. I think they just watch this one back again. Just a big swing.
A nice momentum building swing for Riga. They've got to take something from it. How many points can Sabani score on this serve? Overpass. But Wessex get it back. They get to play. Wall. His swing is dug. Magdalez is going to put the free ball over, but Keats, the setter, has to take it. Hunter sets a high ball out to Wall. He goes into the block. Wessex keep it alive, but a free ball over means Riga can play. Yagana swings deep, well defended by Applin. They go out to Wall again, he tips. Wessex staying alive here just about. Wall with a phenomenal chase around the aerial. Applin plays the free ball over. Riga, you feel, have to score here. They go out to Yagana. His ball dug again by Applin. Hunter out the back row. He's dug by Victor. Riga trying to play out a system, but a free ball comes over. Applin controls it. They try to go to the middle. Wall keeps it alive. Riga playing again through Yagana. Again dug by Applin. Ball goes out to Wall, and he swings high and wide.
What a rally.
Riga stay alive, and the more of these long points that they can win, the more points they can take away from Wessex before Wessex win their set, the more momentum they take into the third.
Just what has that done? What has that taken out of your team? Look at the Riga players puffing. They worked hard to get that point, but not giving up. And they serve out. Serving out on set point, crucial. But again, what happened? Big rally, running around the court, go back to the service line, just need to compose themselves. So there we are, 2-0. Wessex take the second set, 25-16.
Yeah, big momentum for Wessex to come out of that, still winning it by 9 points. If that got to 20, Riga come into this third set with a lot more ability to go on and push on, but I think they look pretty defeated looking at the body language over on the Riga side there, whereas Wessex just looking as calm and as collected as they have the whole game so far.
And Wessex don't have, like I said at the start, Wessex don't have a huge squad, but what they do have is consistency. Watching them all season in the division that I coach in, it's the same six, pretty much the same six, and there's something to be said in that. You've got to have depth in your squad in case of injuries and those sort of things, but these six players have played with each other all season, and yes, they've been a bit, they haven't been training as much, and they've had some players out at the beach season, all those sorts of things, but what we can see from this is these six players know what to do. They hustle, they fight. When we play them, just every ball they carried on, continued ball. Nothing touches the floor. They fight. We've seen that towards the end of the set with the spectacular piece of defense from Michael Wall. So I don't believe we'll see many changes for Wessex in the third set. Why would you? You just keep it as it is.
Yeah, I think as well, if you've had some disruption in the lead up to this cup final, playing the smart way that they have, the safe way that they have is the best way to go about it, right? You don't try and do too much with whatever you're trying to do here. You don't try and do too much with it. You just try and play the best way you can and move forward with that.
Yeah, and errors. I'm going to say it again, errors. Let's take a look there. So, total service errors for Coventry and Riga, 9 so far over the 2 sets, to Wessex's 3. Total errors, total general errors, Coventry and Warwick, Riga with 11 errors and Wessex with just 6. So it really is the team that can make the least errors wins, in my opinion, in this level. I don't know what Coventry and Warwick are going to do to respond to this because, for me in that set, Solomon Victor was very, very quiet. Didn't see much of the ball. Service receive for Coventry and Warwick, Riga letting them down. But again, that's testament to the strong Wessex serving. But if you're going to win a set, it's got to be this one, right? And they were definitely up for it. They would definitely show a bit of fight.
The most important set of the volleyball game is set 3. Mm-hmm. This is the one where momentum switches.
Both of these clubs, big volleyball clubs in England over the years. Coventry, Riga playing in the Super League many years ago, but they were a solid, I'm talking 2011, 2012 time. They were in the Super League. Wessex, they've been up and down the leagues over the years, but again, some amazing volleyball players coming out of the Southwest club down in Bournemouth.
Okay, Keats float serves to get us underway here in the third. Magdalez goes out to Yagana. Wessex able to play in transition. They set out to Wall. He tips over, but it's well defended. Riga back to Yagana again. Block shuts him down for Wessex. Magdalez in transition goes to the middle, but Wessex able to keep it going. Free ball comes over. Out of system for Riga. They go to Yagana, high off the hands. Wessex, Keats sets, but free ball has to go over from Hunter. Magdalez high out to Yagana again. He swings deep, high off the hands. Huge momentum point for Riga to start this third set.
Really important point for Riga, winning that first point of the third set. And they are hustling, right? They're fighting. I still think the setter can use Solomon Victor from the back court. Like, you know, as the ball's being drifted over towards four, fling it back to opposite and see what he can do from there. He's been very quiet in the second set.
As Magdalez just takes all that momentum they've just earned and fires it into the net with a missed serve. Wall, float serves, change of target. He goes on to Yagana in zone one. Set out to Victor is exactly where he wants it, and he puts the point away.
I think they're asking too much of Yagana, and they've got a really good volleyball player in Yagana, but they've got to start using Solomon Victor a little bit more to see, and I'm sure that's probably the instruction in the timeout and the turnaround between sets 2 and 3.
Yagana goes, passes over. Swing high off the hands from Perez Martin. That's a really, really smart swing because it gives Riga no chance of winning that point. High off the hands and out is the quickest and easiest way to score, and he's done it really, really well today. Has 6 kills, and 8 total points.
Lots of love for Riga on the YouTube, though.
Float serve over. Magdalez sets back out to Young. Roll shot over the top of the block. Wessex can play. Wall sets out the back row. Tipped over the top of the block from Perez Martin. Young over to Solomon Victor. He tips. Lots of tips coming over in this set. Keats and Wall collide, and that's going to be called for a double touch on that one.
Maybe Wall forgot that he wasn't setting.
Well, it's really useful having a setter on the outside for Wessex, because when Keats does take that first ball, Michael Wall, when he's in the back row, can just step in and set with the kind of tempo they would expect. Manthropoulos for Riga. Serves, taken overhand by Wall, shoots set out to Smith. Applin keeps it alive. Middle out system, and Smith with a great play. A super, super smart tip play there to score out of system to win the point.
Pulls a funny face because he knew he got away with it. Just like to see him open up a little bit more to the setter. On that B ball, he's sort of quite closed, and we want the middle to really open up the chest. You know, we want him to sort of hit power to 5, especially when there's no Libra on court.
Young swings into the block. Yagana high set out to Young again. This time he tries to take Hunter out of system, but Keats is able to get the set in to Perez Martin, who has enough time to just see the block and put it away. Hunter, float serve down the line onto Young. Magdalez goes to Victor, and it's a great bit of defense from Wall to keep that point alive. Free ball going back over from Wessex. Go back to Victor, surely. No, Magdalez to the middle, and it's a great swing from the middle. Sepsabani, he puts that one away down the sideline.
Great.
Riga
Great swing from Sabani.
cut the Wessex lead to 1. Victor, Wall with the pass. Goes out to Perez Martin, who scores down the line. Just having some score technical issues here at the MVC. I do believe it's now 5-4 to Wessex. This one. We had 3 scoreboards showing 3 different scores for a second there. Perez Martin float serves onto Lingwood, the libero. Magdalez makes the play, and Young again just delaying, seeing that block and scoring off of it.
I think he needs to do more of that. He's sort of started to roll the ball, and it was working initially, but the Wessex guys, they've read that. They know what's coming. So just go for it. Like, swing nice and high off the block. Like we say, he's not the tallest. He's not the biggest jumper. He's not going to put the ball into the 3-meter line, but just take on the hands. Look at the block before you swing.
Float serve from Young. Smith was set in the middle, but nothing came of it. Ball goes out to Michael Wall this time, and he's able to sneak it past the block and beat the defender down the line. Really smart swing from Wall. He has 10 points today in this one. Smith float serves onto Yagana. Magdalez goes back to Yagana, and a great tempo set. Nice and wide, able to get Yagana swinging into space, and he puts it away down the line.
Yeah, love that. And he passed a short serve, did some good transition footwork to get out and give himself the opportunity to swing. So good hit from him.
Ball is in play from Sabani, but Wessex able to get the kill with Smith in the middle. Great insistent pass, and Keats has done a really good job finding those middles today. You said it was a key before the game, and Wessex have done a really good job.
Yeah, definitely using the middle in this game more than I've seen this season. And they've got some good middle players, so yeah.
Riga in system, go high off the middle's hands. Wessex, as you say, very, very narrow, very in the court defensively, and able to score deep into the corner, where Riga, they level it up 7-all.
It will be interesting to see Wessex's fatigue and if they've got the sort of fitness to continue. Some of them have stopped playing for a while.
Smith passes, gets it back with the swing, but Riga are able to play. Young out in the back row. Perez Martin, good dig in transition. They try to go to Wall. Somehow Perez Martin keeps it alive. Now Riga can play off the free ball. They go out to Yagana. He goes high off the hands and scores, and Riga are back in the lead for the first time in a while.
And this is where we will see Wessex, right? I want you to watch Wessex now and just see if they keep themselves nice, calm and composed. They know they're okay. Nothing to panic about. You know, they're a solid team. Just keep their heads.
Magdalez serves into the net. That will help. If Riga can't keep pushing the momentum, that's his second service error in this set, in 2 serves. And
Sam Reed coming on for Wessex.
Captain, lots of experience, good passer. Maybe just going to steady things a little bit for Wessex in this one right now.
He's been playing on the beach for 5 weeks apparently in Portugal, so it'd be nice to see solid floor underneath his feet and what he can do.
Victor got the chance to swing on the first one, has to free ball the second one. Wall keeps it in play. Keats to the middle, tip over the top of the block. Lingwood keeps it alive. They go to Victor, and he is shut down by Luke Smith.
Just swing as hard as you can into the block, and this is what you will find. Watch this. Not today.
Trap set inside to the left-hander, and he falls for the trap laid by the Wessex block.
That's what Wessex will need as well on this point.
Wall float serves over, hits Lingwood high, and gets the ace with a phenomenal float serve, just right into that seam between the 2 passes, create the uncertainty, and gets the point. Wessex now lead by 2. They need 15 points to close out this Shield final in a 3-0 sweep. Wall float serves into the top of the net.
Just their 4th service error of the game so far for Wessex against Riga's 11. 2 in this set alone. So Wessex given 2 points from Riga from the service line.
Yagana serves over onto Applin. Pass is into the hands of Keats. Looked like someone was in the net there. Waiting to see what referee Nacho Diaz calls. He calls the ball out.
Sam Reed's first swing.
That's the hardest bit on the beach. The hardest transition back indoors is that attacking footwork and timing. Yagana float serves on to Applin. They set into the middle and able to keep it alive. Free ball going over though from Wessex. Into the corner perfectly. Yagana goes to Magdalez, tries to back set the ball all the way out to 4, does. And Tom Young with a beautiful swing under the block down the line. Riga back in the lead in this one.
When he's unleashed and hit the ball, he's won every point. So yeah, keep going. He's a good player.
Sam Reed set by Keats is inside. Wessex somehow keeping it alive. They go out to Victor. He tips, but only straight into the block. Yagana high out of system set. Surely has to be a double touch. And it is called by referee Nacho Diaz.
Acknowledges that, puts his hand up and says, yep, can't argue with that one, referee.
Serve comes over.
An ace.
And it's an ace serve from Luke Smith. He's really, really performed well in this one today.
He's having a great game.
Deep into that corner to get the score, and a really, really smart serve to keep it going.
Really nice guy as well. Had the pleasure of playing with him on a grass tournament in the summer last year. Just a good guy, so yeah.
And then he tries to do something a little bit fancy, float serve short and puts it in the bottom of the net. Serve comes over. Wessex in system. Tipped by Reed. Set goes out to Young. He puts it into the block. Scramble ball now. Wessex able to play. Set goes out to Hunter. He's blocked, but great cover defense from Michael Wall. Reed into the block. Again, great cover from Wessex. They keep it alive. Calm. Keats out to Reed. He tips off the block and scores into space. That point, just a great showing of Wessex's cover defense.
And there's this beach experience, just rolling it over the top. But again, like we said, Wessex just don't let the ball touch the floor. Fight on every point.
Hunter float serves on to Young.
Oh.
Set to the middle, and Sabani has shown that you just have to beat the blocker in front of you and you're going to score at this level in the middle. And Magdalez has done a really good job of finding his middles today. They haven't been as successful as they would probably like to be, but keep it going. Victor finally gets a serve in, but it's perfect pass set to the middle. Keeping the ball alive though. Young tips over the top of the block. Hunter makes the defensive play, but it goes into Keats' face, and Riga back on top. They lead by 1 in this third set. Solomon Victor again, float serves, this time onto Wall. Mid-system for Wessex. Reed gets up and pounds the ball into the middle of the court.
Big gap in the block there. We'll look at that one again. Sam Reed again just recognising there's a block hadn't quite formed right, you know, and just used it. Again, that's what I said. He's a very experienced volleyball player.
Float serve over onto Young.
Tip again.
Set from Magdalez, it goes short, and Young finding the space and scoring. Riga just starting to play a little bit in the way that Wessex were playing earlier on. Not doing too much, but just making the play into space over and over again.
And interestingly, the error count from Riga is way down. You know, only 1 error in this set for Riga, which, again, like I said, it's all about the error count at this level. Interesting that they won a few points tipping with Matt Hunter backcourt, so maybe he'll step up and get the 6th player to swing line. I don't know, but
slightly tight pass. Keats can't keep the ball alive in the middle, and Riga now open up a 2-point lead. Wessex must not panic at this point.
really difficult to play and coach, yeah.
Young serves, float serves into the net. Wessex realising very late that they are out of rotation.
3 point for Wessex there with another service error from Riga. Cut the errors out, and I think we might see this go to at least 4 sets.
Smith float serves onto Lingwood. Overpass. Wall makes the play, puts it away, just swiping it down to score. Wessex back level, and suddenly they're back in a little bit more control of this set.
Love a joust. Love a ball tight on the net. Always touch the ball second. Pretty much win most of the time. Not that I could ever do that, Alex. I'm 5'7", so you know.
Smith float serves down. Magdalez sets out to Yagana, and he cannot quite get the ball to go. He swings long. He's just looked a little bit out of sorts today, and I wonder if it's that not having that connection with the setter.
Yeah, it's really hard to adapt, right, to a set that you've been playing with all season, I imagine. Know the timing. You're sort of like, I always think about setters and hitters. They're sort of like unconsciously linked. Like they know what's going to happen. They know what's going to come out of the setter's hands. Especially if you've played with your setter for such a long time, and then you throw into it a new setter or set that you're not particularly used to. Don't always get the ball on the tempo that you're expecting. And yeah, I agree with you completely. He looks probably a little bit unsure of what he's going to get from the setter, but a great player. One of the best players I've seen for Coventry, I think, especially from their offense.
I think if you're Riga, you have to not panic. You're still in this set. You're still in the game, right? Whilst you stay in this set, you stay in the game. You still give yourself a chance of coming back and winning this one.
Wessex will have loved that timeout as well, just to regain some composure, get some fluid on board. So they'll be pleased with that timeout.
Smith float serves onto Young. Perfect pass, set to the middle. Overpass defense from Riga means that Riga can go back to Yagana. Wessex playing here. Yagana again for Riga. This time tips over, and that tip onto Hunter has worked over and over again recently. Now they're starting to go there just again and again and again. One of the things we talk about at the top level is if you've got something that works, just keep doing it until they stop you.
Yeah. It's the most frustrating thing, Alex, when you're a coach, right? I get really frustrated when a server's gone back to the service line, serve 5 points to the same place, and then decides to do something different. Why?
Wall passes, gets the swing as well. Easy side out for Wessex, and Michael Wall making a great play here for our MVP award at the end of this one.
So Wessex is setter backcourt now, so will they still continue to tip? They're getting lots of success from that.
Magdalez sets out wide to Yagana, and he scores off the side of the block. 18-18. We might see a tight set yet in this one.
Lingwood, the libero for Riga, is a pocket of energy. He's all over the place.
Yeah, Magdalez. Float serves over onto Wall. Passed in. Keats.
Oh, he's missed it.
And he's swung wide. Has Mike Wall there. And Riga now leading 19-18 in this third set.
And this is where Riga need their crowd to help them push through, get this set, and make this Shield final interesting.
Magdalez, passed well by Appleton. Swing from Wall, and he gets the kill with an off-speed swing onto the setter, Magdalez. Really, really smart play after the big swing misses, just taking a little bit off it and a point he knows he's going to score.
But credit to the setter, right, for going back to him. Sometimes setters try and force it. They see that player just made a mistake, so don't want to go back to them. Just go back to him. He's a good player. It's a mistake.
Yagana passes in. They go out to Victor. He's dug well by Wall. Great play by Reed, just super smart, mucking it up in the hands and scoring. Wessex take a 1 point lead as we get to the crunch time. We're into the 20s. They need 5 points to take this Shield title. Yagana swung, but it was well picked up by Wall. Reed swing high off the hands is still in play. Wessex off a free ball. They go to Hunter. Hunter sees the space and puts the ball on the floor.
Yeah, and that's disappointing actually from Riga on the free ball. The number 4, Yangana, just not looking. He volleyed the ball over. Just take a look, and you would have seen that Alpin had sneaked right in. This deep 5 was really open.
Magdalez defended by Applin, and it misses the roof girder here in the MVC. Magdalez shoots set, tipped over. Wessex keep it alive. Great defense from Reed. He gets up and is able to take a swing. Riga in system. They go to Magdalez, but a double touch called by referee Nacho Diaz.
And that is a big point, Alex.
Huge point. Huge point. Wessex up 3. They need 3 to take this Shield final. Wall float serves down onto Lingwood. Go out to Victor. He swings high onto the body of Mike Wall, who cannot contain it. And Riga cut the lead to 2.
Now here he's front court, right? Just feed him the ball. Just feed him the ball. Yengena's back court on this one, so just, yeah, you'd expect Solomon Victor to see a lot of ball here if they get the chance. Here we go.
Reed on to the lib, and Young scores off the hands. Super smart swing.
Intelligent volleyball again from Young.
That's what you want in these tight moments, your experienced players to be able to step up and make a good swing, and he did there. Yagana, float serves, Applin, high overhand pass. They go out to Hunter, but he has to put a free ball over. Lingwood takes care of it. They go out to Young, he tips. Wessex out of system, but Wall's going to set the ball up to Reed. He rolls over the top of the block. Riga with the chance to play. Young with the swing, out, down the line. Wessex up to 23-21 here. Not a single ball set to Solomon Victor.
I can't understand why they just don't bring Solomon Victor into the game, set him inside a little bit. The Wessex middle is actually drifting out to the four player. I'd be telling my setter, just set it inside, left under, and just crunch the ball cross court. It's a big miss from the service line.
Big miss serve from Luke Smith. Just allows Riga a way back into this set. If Riga can get this one and level it up, suddenly the pressure of being up 2-0 in the Shield final will start to come on to Wessex. Mantopoulos, passed by Reed. They go out to Hunter. Hunter swings deep corner. Go to your experienced players in the key moments. They did that. Hunter with a great swing to score.
And that brings us up set point, match point in this men's Shield final as Riga take a timeout. Good coaching, good decision. Got to use your timeouts, right, Alex?
Yeah, if you've got something to say, it's absolutely worth doing it. Give your team a little bit of a break. I'm just glad we don't have the challenge system so that they can't challenge the ball on championship point. One of my least favourite things in volleyball, that is, when a team's just won a championship and, oh no, we've got to stop the celebrations because the challenge has been made. If you're Riga right now, as a setter, you're thinking, who am I going to go to? Who can I trust to put the ball away here?
I think they've taken both timeouts, have they? Because sometimes another one straight away is a nice little tactic as well. But I think he's used the other one earlier on in the set. So, and here the libro's tying his shoelace. We're seeing all the mind games.
Hunter, float serve onto Young, who goes up and keeps this Shield final alive with a great swing off the hands.
And now we see Solomon Victor back to the service line, who's been very unpredictable. He's got to just get the ball in. Trust your defense system. Allow yourself the chance to block. Just get the ball in.
And a miss serve on the final point. An absolute killer. Wessex are your men's Shield champions for the first time. A fantastic performance, headed up by today's MVP, number 3, Michael Wall. 18 points, 15 kills from him today. Just how important was he for this Wessex team?
Yeah, I said at the start he's a player to watch, and he's so versatile, right? He wins points, power, tipping, defense, solid on defense, great from the service line. Didn't see him setting today because he wasn't needed. I think Jamie Keats also did a very good job setting for Wessex. But yeah, no, extremely good performance from the American. But a really enjoyable game of volleyball, Alex. Great to join you for the commentary on that one.
Yeah, stick with us for the medal presentation in a moment, but we are going to go dark for a couple of minutes.
Welcome back to the National Volleyball Centre here in Kettering. Luke Wiltshire, one of the commentators for Volleyball England, as we see on Court 1, the award presentation for the Men's National Shield. Huge congratulations to the officials on the game. A great performance, as always, by our Volleyball England officials who do an incredibly challenging job. And if you're interested in getting into refereeing, then head over to the Volleyball England website where you can find out more. We are joined courtside by Andres Hernandez, member of the Volleyball England board, to award the referees, Nacho and Claudia, their medals. And we will now hand out the medals to the runners-up this year, Coventry and Warwick, Riga. Number 5, Jacob Lingwood. Number 1, Malvin Tarama. Number 4, Ali Yegnana. Number 6, Chris Jones. Number 8, Solomon Victor. Number 9, Kim Magdalez. Number 11, George Maynard. Number 15, Seb Sabani. And their libero, Roberto Regante. Huge congratulations to the Coventry and Warwick team. A great success to get to a National Shield final. And like we said at the start of the game, won't be able to compete in the National Shield next season as they find themselves in Division 1. Same for Wessex, as they are now handed their winners' medal. So first going to Sam Reed, captain. And 7, the libero, Harry Aplin. Number 11, Matt Hunter. Number 5, Michael Wall. Number 6, Hubert Ginder. Number 7, Luke Smith. Number 10, Felix Summers, I think that is. Yeah, and number 12, Jamie Keats, who's doing something with the spare medals that he's been given. And the MVP of the Men's Shield final, chosen by us up here in the commentary team at Volleyball England, the winner from Wessex. Number 3, 15 kills and 18 points, Michael Wow. Huge congratulations to Michael, well-deserved MVP, a solid performance today. And I love his haircut. As Wessex now receive a Men's Shield trophy. Sam Reed, captain of Wessex. And winners are Wessex of the National Men's Shield final. Awesome job, guys. Huge congratulations to the Division 2 South winners this season, who again find themselves in Division 1 next year. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. We'll shortly have today's MVP joining us on the balcony for a MVP interview. And up next, we've got the Women's Shield final. 2 Bristol teams in that one. Bristol taking on Bemi. Join us shortly for the interview with today's MVP.
have a headset on, so you'll be able to hear Luke. Luke will be able to hear you. Okay. Make the impact back. Okay. I can see that.
How am I pronouncing your surname?
Wall. Yeah. Right.
So I'm joined alongside Michael Wall, MVP of today's Men's Shield final for Wessex. Michael, congratulations. How does it feel winning the Men's Shield?
It feels pretty great, I'm not going to lie. We worked really hard all season to get here, so it's finally feels like it paid off.
Yeah, and you've won Division 2 South, so this is the cherry on top, right, winning the National Shield?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we finished in the top of the league. That was a great experience. Most of our games were challenging, but we persevered, and then to come here and win here as well, it just feels really great.
What were you impressed with your team? Obviously, you had a great performance yourself, but as a team, what were you really impressed with?
I think it boiled down to serve and pass. I think that's what all volleyball really boils down to, and I think we did that really well today. I think we got most of our serves in. Our passing was to target. It allowed us to run an offense and do what we needed to do.
Yeah, and absolutely, we were saying on the commentary, serve and pass, crucial, right?
Yeah.
Your service pressure, great. Personally, and individually, you're serving really, really solid. Not many service errors like we always see from Wessex, not many errors generally. What are you looking forward to then? Because next season you're going into Division 1.
I'm not sure if I'll be in the country next season. So if I am, it'll be an awesome experience. I played Division 1 last year, so it was really fun doing that. Right now I'm kind of turning my mindset towards beach for the beat Bournemouth season. A couple of the guys on the team all go to Bournemouth, so we're excited for that, but who knows what will happen next year.
And will you be celebrating tonight? Any sort
Absolutely
of partying?
Yeah.
Love the hair, by the way.
Thank
We've
you,
commented on that. But yeah.
Shout out to Seb on my team, our middle. He does it for me. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Congratulations
Thank
again.
you.
Enjoy
Thank
the
you.
evening.
Thanks.
Cheers.
We're staying again. Thank you. No worries. Thanks so much. How do I get down from here? So you can either go down here. Enjoy your awards.
And that will wrap us up for the Men's Shield final there with Wessex taking the trophy. We will next be having Bedminster versus Bristol in the Women's Shield final as well. This will be starting in about 15 minutes, so join us there.